No, listen, this is what the banter is all about, because
The banter.
this is exactly the way that it is. So it takes just a few seconds here, and we are live
Everybody act right.
here.
No twitching. I'm
No,
standing over
act
here.
yourself. Act yourself here in the Fish North Georgia studios. We are live, and we are ready to go here on this wonderful 60-degree January Thursday night here in North Georgia, beautiful North Georgia. I have the esteemed honor this evening of having three lovely ladies here at this table who are all very, very good at what they do. Let's just put it there, better than me, because I'm trash. Let's just put it to you like that. And no, I'm just
Don't
kidding.
call yourself trash. You're better than that.
I'm just
Garbage.
kidding. Now, I have three absolutely fantastic ladies here who are great, great, great ambassadors for fishing and the outdoors here in North Georgia and beyond. And I want to first of all say, before we get into this, thank you, all three of you, for being here. This has been a long time coming. You guys and you gals, I'm going to have to get used to saying that. You gals have no idea how many times people have been wanting an all-female panel, and I will say this, I think this is as star-studded as we could possibly get. So, with that being said, guys, as you coming on, you're going to be in for a treat. Already, see, look, Kim Burke already said best faces I've ever seen in a while. So listen. They're going to get it off of me, Paul. just leave it on the widescan. Leave it on the widescan, Paul. No, yeah, y'all see enough and hear enough of me it gets annoying, probably. No, but so. We've got a good thing going on tonight. This is going to be really, really fun. I called this Girls Night Out. Is that all right? That is what I titled this. It was called Girls Night Out. And that's what it is. It's Girls Night Out. We're going to be here for a little while.
Plus Brian,
yeah. And Paul.
Y'all are honorary members.
We're honorary.
We're just paying for bail.
Honorary third wheels. Is that a good way of doing it? Is that a good way of saying it? So, but yeah, so seeing everybody coming on. Really appreciate you guys tuning in tonight at 8 p.m. and here, and Paul is scanning the room, trying to make sure that scanning the table here to make sure that we get everything off of me. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. This first episode or first segment, excuse me, as always, is brought to you by For Her Outdoor Apparel. Right here beside me. For Her Outdoor Apparel.
Oh, I need the brand. I got El Prez right here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can use the brand right there. There she is. The president, Mrs. Peyton Lindsey, is right here beside me of For Her Outdoor Apparel. But For Her Outdoor Apparel is created for women by women. You can go to www.forheroutdoor.com. They got some fantastic clothes. Listen, I absolutely love the hoodie. I wear the absolute snot out of it. And I wear this hat all the time, as you guys can see. I've actually replaced my Phoenix hats and my Fish North Georgia hats with strictly the For Her hat. So that's the one I'm rocking. You can come get some of these up here at Fish North Georgia and online at www.forheroutdoor.com. We appreciate Miss Jennifer and Peyton's support as always, and we love them to death. So, without further ado, let's get into introducing this star-studded panel. Directly across from me to my right is the one and only Miss Macy Watkins. How are you doing this evening?
Great to be here.
Good. I'm glad to have you. And to her right is Miss Erica Delena, which she is a lot closer to me than I realized as we got to talk. She actually doesn't live very far from me, which is kind of crazy. So she was like, "Yeah, I'm from Murrayville. That's where I live." I was like, "What?" That's like 10 minutes from me, so that's not very far from where I live. So, but we appreciate you having you on. And of course, to my left right here, we have Mrs. Peyton Lindsey, and she is going to do the little, what is it? Is that the pageant wave? Yeah, exactly, the pageant wave. So I appreciate all three of you being here. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do some real good in-depth talking about the female lady angler side and outdoor side of everything tonight. So, one thing that I am going to say here is we've got two big things before we get into this. We got two big things that we've got to get into. We have the special announcement that we've been hinting at for, I guess, a little over a month now. Do what now, Paul?
Go for it.
We're just going to go for it right here. We're going to do it. So Paul is about to pull this up on the page right here. This is the big announcement that we have been talking about for the past several episodes here. And it is the Let's Go Fishing. What are we calling this?
We need a dump button for that.
Yeah, what are we calling this anyway? It's the Let's Go Fishing Expo.
Yeah.
And it is free fundamental clinic.
Let's Go Fishing, free fundamentals of fishing clinic for women and children.
I told you to come do it.
It is.
Me and Miss Jennifer were playing rock paper scissors and I lost, so I had to do it. I don't even think we really played because she just stayed. She stayed rock the whole time. She was like, "Rock beats everything." So I was like, "Dang, I guess I got to do it." But no, we're going to be speaking on this and talking about this and reminding you, all of you guys, from now until April 22nd. This will take place at Mary Alice Park. It'll be on that Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And if you look right there in the blue and pink letters underneath that fantastic logo right there, registration is free, and this is really important, guys. Make sure you really pay attention to this right here. We will be hounding on this, though, for the next couple months, so never fear on this. Each registered participant will receive a rod and a reel and a tackle box and a t-shirt, and you also receive lunch, which I've been told is going to be cooked by Mr. Danny Pruitt himself. That's what I've been told. Danny is not watching because Danny does not watch the live wells. He only participates in the live wells. So hamburgers, hot dogs, chips, and drinks, and it will be cooked by Danny Pruitt, the legend himself. They're talking about something in the background. You should call Sherry's Bait and Barbecue too.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Sherry's Bait and Barbecue over there on Highway 53.
Actually, Buford Dam, they've got a little barbecue truck that hangs out in front of the shop there.
I did not know that because I do not venture over that far.
We're gonna call Dave and we're gonna make some calls.
We're gonna call Dave. We're gonna make some calls. We'll see what we need to do. We'll see what we got to do. So you listen, you guys. This is gonna be a fantastic event. It is going to be at Mary Alice Park. That is the big thing. Mary Alice Park. That is going to be the location from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday, April 22nd, 2023.
And we have people there.
And we will have people there who I will now read. Excuse me while I get my papers.
Give her a shake.
Let's see here. So, you will be able to visit with, unfortunately, me. I'm just playing. Now, I will be there. Buford Dam Bait and Tackle will be there. Benji Winkler with Trickster Custom Baits will be there. Jeff and Janet Nail will also be there. James, the Drop Shot Jedi, LJ Harmon, and Lanier Bates will be there, as well as Jesse Millsaps with the Georgia High School Fishing Association and the MLF on the Toyota Series side of things. We will all be there. Listen, this is going to be a fun event. It's going to be really, really fun. Hope and pray for fantastic weather that day, because bring your kids, bring the ladies, come out. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be doing a little bit of fishing. We're going to be doing some talking.
On your website.
Yes.
It looks like we might be having some more people show up too, from the looks of it.
Yes.
Well, and there were some questions about how
Yeah.
to sign up and when they can register.
Absolutely. I'm going to get to that. I will get
That's
to
what
that
we were
shit.
yammering about over here.
You need to be my co-host
Nuh-uh.
because you stay on top of things a little bit better than Danny does. So we'll get to your questions here in just 1 second, and we'll finish this up real quick.
Sorry.
Bring the kids, bring the ladies in your life. Come out, have some fun. We're only going to be there for 4 hours. It's going to be great. We're going to have fantastic weather. I believe it, 100%. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be sunny. They're going to be light. Winds will be light and variable.
Scott and I've been chatting.
Jennifer said
22 April in Baldridge, it's popping. There's gonna be fish caught.
there's going to be some fish caught, but it's going to be a good little thing, good seminar type deal. You're going to learn some stuff. So bring the kids. Hey, men, come hang out too. You might learn something too. You never know. So come out, we're going to be continuing to push this thing. We're going to be talking about this on every single episode from now through April. So you guys won't miss it. If you're missing it tonight, you will definitely get to hear about it on the very next episode. And you will also be able to see it as it's circulating throughout Facebook and whatnot. So it's going to be a fantastic event. We're excited. It's been big news. Jennifer is extremely excited. And it's completely 100% free. Free. Free.
That's the best price I can think of.
That is the best price you can possibly come up with. So we have, real quick before we get into this, we do have a few questions since Erica pointed this out. First one right here that I see is right here. How soon can we sign up? That is from Miss Felicia Arnold. How soon can we sign up?
It's up now.
It is up now. Jennifer said it is up now. Where can we go sign up at?
There's a link on the For Her page to the Eventbrite, but it is on Eventbrite.
There is a link to the event on the For Her page from Eventbrite. Okay, so is Eventbrite a page that you can Google?
Yes, you can Google Eventbrite,
You-
and then underneath it, you'll Google fishing clinic.
Ain't you supposed to be saying this? I was just asking. I threw her under the bus. So Eventbrite, you can Google it. You can go sign up. And also, too, the other thing, too, about tonight, since we have this fantastic all-ladies panel, we're also going to be giving away one of the For Her packages tonight that we gave away in November and December. Here we are in January. We've got a fantastic Lose combo, and we have a shirt and sticker and a hat. So that will be with the question of the night. The first, as always, for those of you guys who have participated before with these, the first lady who answers the question of the night correctly first will be the one who wins. And then you'll get in touch with me, get in touch with us on Facebook or however, or come by the store and come pick it up. We'll figure out how to get it to you, whatever it is. So that will be, the question of the night will be later on into the show. So now we've got all our little business out of the way. Let's get into the nitty gritty here. All right. So you guys wanted it. Here we are. Living the life outdoors. Howdy. Listen, all these people that have come to watch you guys right now, they just, the comments just keep floating, keep coming. So what's up, Ron? What's up, George, Jeremiah? Hey, everybody. Listen, really appreciate you guys, as always, watching. We love your viewership. I want to start, not going to try to throw anybody on the spot on this. I want to start this for anyone who may be watching, or may be watching now or at a later date. Talk about yourself. Talk about whatever you do, what you do. And, this is your chance to throw your sponsors out there, plug your sponsors, anything else that you hold near and dear to that of your heart. We'll start with you, Macy.
All right.
So I'm going to start with you.
Mm-hmm.
Introduce yourself to everyone that may not know Miss Macy Watkins.
Okay. Well, my name's Macy. I actually run my own business in the outdoor industry. I have an agency, a marketing agency background where I've worked for a lot of different fishing and hunting companies in the firearm industry. I even had some partnerships that I worked out with Fish North Georgia during my time there.
Right.
But a year ago, I left it all behind. I went out on my own, took a leap of faith, and I owned my own company. My first client was Avi Garcia, which, if you know anything about Avi Garcia, they're owned by Pure Fishing, which is just a plethora of brands. So right now, the accounts that I'm on, I'm in social management. I run Avi Garcia, Plano Tackle Storage, Freightville, and Fenwick. Another big client of mine is Big Adventures. Love them dearly. I'm big into the kayak space.
Yeah.
Love my native watercraft Slayer. I fish out of that.
Okay.
Do what I can with what I have.
Okay.
And they also own Bonafide kayaks, Hurricane kayaks, and Liquid Logic. So I'm all into that. I know that was a mouthful, but at the end of the day, I'm also, I guess what you would call a content creator or influencer. I hate
You're an influencer.
I hate the word influencer, but I think it's so weird because, you know, if you have followers, I'm not an influencer. I just can't help if people like me, I guess. I enjoy making videos is what I'm saying, and I don't like taking on the influencer term. You know, I'm just being myself on there, showing everybody my simple country lifestyle, fishing, hunting. I tell a joke every now and then.
You do. You tell several.
So yeah, that's me. That's what I do. I'm also a big hunter. I'm big into the waterfowl world. I volunteer with Ducks Unlimited quite a bit. So I love shooting ducks as well.
That's a good thing.
That's all I have to say.
I've been known to shoot a few ducks as well.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Left that behind though.
You left it behind?
Yeah. Duck hunting in Georgia is bad.
Well, I didn't say I duck hunted in Georgia. Now.
Right. Well, what I was getting at too was then you go to Texas and then you're just like, nah, I'm not duck hunting in Georgia ever again.
Yeah.
I see more ducks fishing. And I'm like, if I had a dadgum Remington in the rod locker, I could blow about 5 of them out of this pocket. And then when I actually go duck hunting, when I used to go duck hunting, it's like, we're dying to see one. And then when one would fly, we would be like, who's going to shoot it? There'd be 4 of us. And whoever would raise their gun up quickest is the one who would always get to shoot it. So right from the get-go, guys, and you don't know how serious we are about this episode tonight, she, as she said herself, as a mouthful.
Myself is the one thing I know how to talk about. So.
Well, listen, you got to be able to talk about yourself.
Here's a question for you.
Oh, we already have a question. All right. So what's your channel, Macy?
My channel is just my name, Macy Watkins, MacyWatkins.
Same on TikTok, Instagram. What else are you on?
That's it.
You can find you on Amazon.
On Amazon. Mm-hmm. You can get one of me on Amazon?
No, I can find your profile on Amazon.
Well, I do have a storefront.
Yes.
If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Is that what it is? What's called?
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm not advanced.
Just search my name. There's no telling what might come up.
See, I get on. See, listen.
See your personal shopping cart.
Right. You get to see what she buys. No, see, listen. I'm the kind of person that when I get on, I tell people, this is God's honest truth. I tell people, go on YouTube and Google this. Google and YouTube are 2 different things, but I just use the word Google just to Google. Google it on YouTube. No, so there's Macy. She's got all her stuff. Go ahead and right now, while you're at it, go follow her. Go like and subscribe to everything that she's got going on right now. That leads me to our next guest, Miss Erica Delena. And Erica is a big-time striper and kayak lady angler and saltwater. Yeah, we got a plethora of other things that she gets onto. Why don't you go ahead and tell everyone who may not know who you are a little bit of everything that you're involved in as well.
So I'm Erica Delena. That's a tough one to follow. I definitely don't have the social media prowess, but so I'm the field team manager for Vibe Kayaks. I'm also fortunate to represent Stealth Rod Holders, Captain Max. I do a lot of fishing expos with Southern Fishing Schools and Captain Ken Sturt event. I'm on the board for Team Maggie's Dream, which is a 501c3 charity that raises money for young men and women pursuing fertility preservation prior to beginning cancer treatment. So I help with events for that, and we actually do a striped bass fishing tournament on Lake Lanier that we haven't announced this yet, but it's going to be April 15th this year out of Little Hall Park. We've been going back and forth trying to get the date approved and finally got that on Friday, so April 15th.
It's breaking news.
Yeah, breaking.
Hey, that's what we're about here at Fish North Georgia, is breaking news, as always.
And then I also, help represent AFTCO at some local fishing events. So I'm more grassroots. I don't have the social media following, so you'll see me engaging with people on, just generally social media fishing pages on Facebook, people's Instagrams, and I do it as a passion. It's not a career, so this is more of kind of a passion on the side thing, and I've just been really fortunate to make some great connections within the industry and our local fishing communities.
That is fantastic. Again, and you said that's hard to follow. However, everything that you said is extremely impressive.
Yes.
I'm going to make a statement here in just a minute after we introduce our last star-studded youngest part of our star-studded panel. You are star-studded. Did you know? I mean, we
It's
all
super
agree on
impressive.
that. She is impressive.
Super impressive.
Listen, this is a fantastic 16-year-old lady right here, and you guys have heard us talking about her for a little while. So, without further ado, here she is. Her first time ever, as well as all of y'all, but probably one of the youngest guests that we've ever had on the show is Miss Peyton. You are probably the youngest.
I get to set records in here.
I cannot
Record
100% say that you are 100% the youngest, but you may very well be the youngest. It is really close. Miss Peyton Lindsey, the president of For Her Outdoor Apparel, one of our fine sponsors here at Fish North Georgia. Tell us a little bit about yourself real quick.
I fished for the high school.
What high school?
West Forsyth High School.
Okay. West Forsyth fishing team.
Go
Yes.
Wolverines.
Yes.
Yeah, go Wolverines.
There's that confidence.
I've been fishing for a solid while now. I don't have all the sponsorships and everything, but I do have a good bit of people that support all of us. I have a good coach. He asked me for a shout out earlier at practice. I do have a really good coach, and I have a great team. There's a lot of good teams out in the high school, so I'm hoping that we do super well this year.
What else do you do?
I also... What?
Go ahead.
Okay. I wrestle for the high school as well.
That's it.
I didn't know if I was going to talk about that today.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want you to.
I-
I want you to.
I wrestle for the high school. I have the same coach. My fishing coach is also my wrestling coach, so I have a pretty good relationship with him. I've been wrestling for 2 years now, and I've been doing super well. I also
2 takedown.
two.
1 reverse. I might know a little bit about wrestling.
I think y'all should arm wrestle right
You want
now.
arm wrestle?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay.
We'll arm wrestle. We'll arm wrestle later.
Okay, we can arm wrestle later.
You're leaving out one big thing. You're my new apprentice.
And I'm also the new apprentice for Fishing North Georgia.
That's right. That's right. She's gonna be like me. She's gonna be a top water slinging fool before too long, and she's gonna be taking everybody's money, 100% under my guidance.
She's gonna know how to do this thing.
She's gonna learn how to do the crawfish dance. You can do the crawfish dance. No, you gotta be a little more animated. Yeah,
More
click,
animated.
remember, they click hard. There you go. She's got it now. It's the crawfish dance. That's what crawfish do in there. Never mind. We'll get into it.
We'll work our way up to
We'll
it.
get into it a little bit. All right. So we've got everyone introduced. Everybody satisfied with your introductions? I want to make sure y'all are satisfied before we move on.
I took too long.
No, you didn't. you did
Go
just
back
right.
more.
I talk too fast, so
Oh, listen. No, y'all did fantastic. Just wanted to make sure that you guys get everything out there because
I'm sure it'll come up in what you've got on that piece of paper.
it will. Being with what my statement was, what I was going to say after Erica got done. We have lovely ladies here who are out and about and doing things in the outdoors. Something that probably isn't really in the limelight of things. Most people, when they think outdoors, it's a guy thing. It's a man thing. It's not really thought about as many women get involved in fishing, hunting, in the outdoors. However, here's my first little stat of the night that I have wrote down. 30 out of the entire percentage of anglers in the United States, freshwater and saltwater, 37%
That's 1 in 3.
are females. They admit to being in the outdoors, hunting, fishing, outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Does that strike any of you as maybe? Do you think it would have been higher? Do you think it would have been lower, or do you think it's right there where you would think it would be? Because that is a pretty good number. That is just over 1 in 3
Mm-hmm.
of females.
I think that's pretty strong.
It is pretty
I
strong.
think we can push it further, and
We're going to talk
in the
about
next
that.
few years. But during COVID, everybody was buying fishing licenses.
For sure.
Everybody was trying to go fishing. Just diverse groups of all kinds of people.
Everybody was looking for something to do, get out of the house.
I saw it from an industry perspective. I remember back then, I still work for Plano Tackle Storage. We had the best year ever in sales because everybody was wanting to buy fishing stuff. So I'm not surprised that a lot of those were women.
We were at ICAST this past year, and everyone was talking about how do we get back to the uptick of what it was in 2020 in terms of sales.
Well, I mean, I'm getting into a business talk here, but
Well,
we
no,
are headed toward a recession.
I wasn't saying like a general, like you got to answer that question. I was just saying when we were at ICAST, there was a bunch of guys that were talking about how do we return to that high number of involvement in the outdoors and the fishing. Everything. Everybody was out and about. Everybody was doing things. Everybody was wanting to get out of the house during COVID, and they were all talking about it when we were down there at ICAST. And I think there's no reason to try to lay the torch down. I think you need to keep picking the torch up and keep moving, because 37% is an impressive number for something that is viewed predominantly as a male activity, fishing, hunting, outdoors. You three are obviously, and it's funny because y'all three are here, 1 and 3. Here we are, myself, I'm surrounded by you three. But arguably, you three have just as much experience in doing anything outdoors and fun that I have. Y'all have what you like to do. Y'all have what y'all enjoy doing. You do it from a professional standpoint as a life. That is your job, correct?
Pays the bills.
It pays the bills. You do it as a passion, and you are doing it because you were choosing to do it from a young age. So that's 3 different aspects of it. And I think that's absolutely fantastic, in my opinion, because I have been seeing more and more, and this is just me personally, and we're going to move on after I say this. I have seen personally more and more ladies out and about on bass boats, kayaks, at other events, other things. My wife, she doesn't really fish, but we go to the Bassmaster Classic every year. My wife enjoys actually going to the Bassmaster Classic, which is kind of a, who to thunk, kind of thing. But she actually enjoys going. She likes going and seeing everything that's going on in the at the Bassmaster Classic, for example. So, and she, she gets involved with my fishing to a certain extent, and she enjoys. She's been fishing with me several times. She made a plan now, though. She wants to go some more. I think she wants to win some more money. Is what she wants to do. So I think that's what the bottom line is. So we have a couple of questions. Scroll back up a little bit, Paul. We're going to have to throw probably a couple of people under the bus here. Yeah, go up just a little bit more. A little bit more. All right. Let's see. Go down. Go back down. Sorry. I seen a question about asking if someone was going to be at the event. Will Macy be at the free fishing event from Morgan Pelfrey?
I just learned about it. So, what's the date again? April
22nd.
22nd?
Wait.
From 10 to 2.
Bang.
There it is.
Oh,
April 22nd.
I would like to come. Let me check my schedule. I actually think I will be in Gulf Shores around that weekend. So, let me see.
Come see us if you can.
If you can, come see us. We have to answer the questions as we can on the comment section. So, I didn't know Ryan kept such good. Yes, shut up, Tyler. George Smith there. This is a question for you, Peyton. Peyton, do you have any aspiration of scholarships for college through fishing?
I'm kind of waiting to see how my wrestling goes because I plan on wrestling in college. But I would not mind getting a scholarship in fishing for college.
Okay,
That's a backup plan.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's a backup plan for sure.
Yeah.
The fishing after college is something that, probably might have changed my mind personally about college when I got out of high school. I know we didn't have anything like that. And there was a couple of us that bass fished, and people looked at us like we were funny when I was in high school. They're like, you actually get up on a Saturday morning at 5 o'clock and go to the lake? Yeah, it's fun. Now it just seems like everywhere you look, high school wise, there's a team at every single high school, and it's even bleeding into the middle school levels. You're starting to see more and more of them. And talking about that, I'm seeing more and more ladies on teams. Because you're not alone.
Nope.
And the GHSF, you have a couple other teams, don't you, that have some girls on the team,
Yep.
on their teams on their respective schools, correct?
Yep.
And do you know how many off the top of your head, or?
No, I know there's some at Lumpkin.
Yeah,
We
there
have
is.
another girl at West, Katie Grace.
Yeah, we do. We got Katie Grace and her brother on our
Okay.
team.
Okay, so I got another question. Look, Salty 4K. Macy Watkins is amazing.
What's up, girl? Thanks for being on.
Peyton, my daughter will love that response when she hears it. She's not here right now. That's Hickory Flaps OMC. That's Mr. Drew Patterson. So, listen, appreciate y'all's participation so far. Keep the questions coming because that is what all these ladies are here for tonight. So, second big question here, right here. All right. What got each of you interested in just fishing?
Pond fishing with my dad when I was a kid.
Okay.
Like we'd go hunting and occasionally, he wasn't big into fishing,
Okay.
but he'd take me and it would be like pay ponds or some private lake
Yeah.
down near the hunting property. And
Okay. So you were instilled from a young age. Okay. Where's about the time? Do
that
you
I like
remember?
really got into it,
Yeah.
or like when I was a kid and started.
Both.
So I remember, there's this picture that I found. I was probably 4 or 5 maybe,
Mhm.
and I'm standing in our yard holding a carp
Mhm.
that to me seemed like the biggest thing in the world, but after the fact, since I found this picture, it was like yay big.
Mhm.
But I caught it. I was so proud of it. We brought it home. That thing stayed in the cooler on the porch for days because I wouldn't let my dad throw it away because it was my fish. And so he finally made up some story that like a cat came and ran off with it.
Oh, Lord. Just break your heart right there on the table.
It did. But so that's the earliest like memory I have is like catching what to me at the time was this massive fish.
Yeah.
And just how fun that was. And then, kind of went through a period. Like middle high school, I was in sports, didn't have time for going fishing. And I met my now husband in college, and he loved fishing. So that kind of restarted that passion
Okay.
for it.
All right. Do you want to answer now, or do you want to go on to Peyton?
I'll just say it's pretty much the same thing. I started
Okay.
out just pond fishing, catching brim in Middle Georgia where I grew up with my dad and my grandpa. If my dad was working, I'd beg my grandpa to go. And one time he fell in and he couldn't get out and I had to drag him out. That's a funny story.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, but we
You did
had,
Swift water rescue. Pond
yeah.
water rescue.
So,
Pond water rescue.
he don't go no more. But beside the point, my church would have fishing trips where the whole church would come out and catch fish, and then we'd have a fish fry, and that was at Mr. Frank's pond, which was just everything you would picture about the just perfect vast pond. He had it's almost like a small lake. It's a bunch of awesome ponds
Yeah.
that I would catch bass at, and I still go today every now and
Okay.
then. So, at church, I'd see Mr. Frank. I'd make sure to go shake his hand and give him a hug every Sunday just to keep up the fishing commissions.
Make sure you keep my ponds going so I can go fishing.
Sincerely liked him too, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mr. Frank has recently passed away, so he was real special to me. Just want to, say that and say that he was real special. And that's how I got started fishing. So I just want to say that. And then I got really serious about it in my college years, I'd say.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's my story.
Okay. Well, that's good. So, what about you? What made you want to start fishing?
I mean, mine's pretty similar. My dad would take me whenever I was really little. And then eventually we used to go on guided trips with Jeff and everybody else, which
Yeah.
kind of made me want to do it more.
Mm-hmm.
Because, obviously the more you catch, the more you want to do it because you get excited. And then eventually we got our own boat. And then high school also kickstarted it for me to get more serious about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, right there, Macy, you said you don't see yourself as an influencer, but do you know the impact you have on people?
I'm sorry if I offended anybody with I hate the influencer word. I've worked in influencer management in my past career, so I don't know. Once you're in it, it kind of ruins it for you when you work
I think
with.
there's authentic though, and then there's like genuine. And so your content is more like that's what you do on the regular. Versus an appearance that you're.
So I didn't mean anything bad by that. Just to anybody who's watching,
You don't have to
nothing against
apologize.
it. But no, I do not know the impact I have on people. That just to answer your question, no. I to this day do not understand why people watch my TikTok account. The answer is no. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But I do get a lot of nice comments, and I'm very thankful for that. I definitely don't take it lightly, but sometimes I don't get the hype.
Maybe it's not meant to always be understood.
Yeah, it's not meant to be understood. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and connecting with people. And, I have a lot of followers who don't fish. I've broken out of my niche lately and reached some people who don't even fish. And then they see my lifestyle and, shoot, now they're going to the store to buy a fishing rod. So.
Hey, that's a good thing. That means you're doing your job, obviously. With all that being said, I think we all have a cornerstone, and I would be really interested if, as we go through this show, if any of you ladies who are watching, you want to share in the comment section how you got started or what some of your earliest memories of is what got you started maybe into fishing or the outdoors or hunting. By all means, let us know. By all means, let us know, because it's fantastic. It's a fantastic thing that we have ladies that is, as I was growing up, there was very few TV shows as I watched, and TV shows that I go back and watch from the 90s and the 80s and stuff. Very, very, very few women were involved. Now, seems like you can't hardly open up Instagram, Facebook, you can't go to some of these expos, events without seeing ladies' involvement with anything in the outdoors, whether it be fishing or hunting. I see at expos, like, take for the example, like ICAST, there were several there that had lady anglers there, pictures blowed up, advertisement-wise and stuff. And I just think that the paradigm shift of things from the way they used to be looked at is now getting to the point to where it is more, I don't really want to say generally accepted, that I don't really want to use that term, but I guess I will kind of use that term to an extent, that you guys are a part of this. And any one of you who participate in the outdoors, whatever level it may be, you are a part of the entire group. You are a part of everything within now. And kind of what I guess, and we're going to get into some fun stuff, but this is my last little thing, because
This is fun.
I want to, but what I want to say on this is this what it is. And you two have just met me, and I know this is kind of like,
We were Facebook friends. I thought we were cool.
wow, okay, we're Facebook friends,
said
but
y'all were
this
tight,
is
and now you're telling
the
her
first
otherwise.
time.
We weren't real
This is
friends,
the
I
first-
guess.
Listen, I've had more conversations with your boyfriend than I've had with you. So
We're about the same.
well, I know he talks absolutely fantastic about you, by the way.
Oh,
He does.
real sweet.
You were lucky. He's
Oh.
he's more lucky than you.
I had to think about.
That was the right way to say that.
Wait a second.
I had to think about
He's
that
more
one.
lucky than you.
He realizes how lucky he is.
That hurt my brain.
Shut up, Paul. This is the way it is. This is the way it is. Me and my vocabulary.
I
But
did not.
that's why you guys love me.
I did not mean to derail you. I have a way of doing that on podcasts. Sorry.
No, I mean, you didn't derail me. I told Kaz, I said, you're lucky to have her. He said, why you say that? I said, because. I said, she's like way up here and you're like here.
That is not true.
So Now, if he's watching,
That's not
is he
true.
watching?
I don't know. He's in Florida getting ready for the Bassmaster tournament. It's tomorrow.
He ain't
He's
watching.
probably rigging. I
Yeah.
haven't heard from him. I called him this morning. He said, "You called at the right time." I said, "Why?" He said, "That's how he talks." And he said, "'Cause I just caught a fish." So
Oh, so see, you're a good luck charm.
I do have a way of calling and like bringing good luck.
That's a good.
One time he was in a tournament, I called and he caught a big one, and he said, "Call again in a little bit."
Just keep you on Bluetooth in his ear the whole time.
No, we ain't gonna do that.
Too much
You
going
give him
on.
some pet
Yeah, I
talks.
have no idea. He's probably not watching. He's got a rig up.
Well, we want to say real quick, good luck to Kaz down in the Bassmasters in Florida. Where that Harris Chain?
Yes.
The Harris
Which
Chain.
I got to go last month. Went for a day, and
So you haven't talked to him much though
He
about it. I wonder if they're
About-
seeing any.
I got to be tight-lipped about what I say
No,
about.
I wasn't. I was just saying. I wonder if
Was
they're
it good?
seeing any.
I got people watching.
Everybody close your ears. I'm just.
I caught a 4-pounder.
There you go.
Then I went home.
Then you went home
Hmm.
on a Fenwick rod with Abby Garcia reel.
No,
No.
he doesn't use Fenwick.
Oh yeah, that's right. He uses a lot of Abby Garcia
Nice
reels,
stuff.
and I know he likes the PLXs and stuff too. I know he's got several of them, don't he?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I've never personally used a PLX. I like Abby Garcia reels. That is my mainstay on my boat. Is Abby Garcia reels. They're my main one, except for my jig rod. That's a Shimano. So we got some. Who is the most? Okay, here we go. Michael Temple's right here. Who is the most inspirational person to these ladies in the fishing industry? That is a great, fantastic question. Let's go backwards. I'm gonna start with you. I throw you on the spot. Who's your most inspirational person in your life fishing?
Either my uncle or my great uncle.
Okay.
They're both really into the fishing, and they'll take me anytime I want, and they give me plenty of advice. It's very,
Perfect.
very comforting having them around.
Perfect. All right. What about you, Miss Erica?
I'm gonna go with a current one. I really love watching what Christine Fisher is doing.
Yes.
Yes.
And
She's
just
big.
and that
She's
she's
very
so
big.
authentic in
Yeah.
what she does and encouraging others, and I just think that that's really great for especially women in the industry that are looking for role models and looking to can I do that?
Yeah.
And the way that she talks about, it's not all rainbows and butterflies. There's sacrifices made along the way.
There is.
But yeah, she's my current one. I really like watching what she's up to.
That's good. What about you, Macy?
Well, she stole my answer. I was going to say 2. I was going to say Christine Fisher and Bill Dance. So male and female, pick 2. But Christine is just a personal friend of mine. And not only does she just help me with fishing, she helps me through life. And we always have good conversations. The best advice giver I've ever known. I really hope she ends up seeing this because she knows just so many of us females love her. And she's just one who does it right. Does it all right.
And you help us get her on the show.
She just texted me yesterday. She was coming through. She's going to Florida. But
Mister.
you missed her.
We missed her.
Yes. I can help.
We'll have to
Sure
get it.
can.
We'll get it worked out. We'll get it
talk.
worked out.
I know she loves Hartwell, so, I mean, she
That's
spends
not
time
far.
in Georgia.
Yeah.
What?
This is not far.
All right.
On the way to Hartwell.
So, Felicia Arnold said, Macy, I'll give you my number when we do the ladies tournament. So there
Sweet.
you go. Sweet. All right. First,
Well, I'm
here's
just
a
gonna scoot up. But
here's a first fishing question. So now this is great. It's kind of a good time here as we go into this right here. We want to talk about as we go into this next segment here. Buford Dam Bait and Tackle, another fine sponsor of the Livewell. Dave and Allen and the guys are great at Buford Dam. They have all kinds of things from live bait to rods, reels, baits. They got the knowledge. They got Trout TNT products for you guys that want to go below the dam there at Lake Lanier, which will be, trout fishing below the dam will be getting up pretty hardcore here pretty soon. Wouldn't you say, Paul?
Oh, it never stops.
Oh, it never stops, according to Paul. I don't trout fish, so I don't know. I'm a bass only guy.
No, stocking's probably about a month away too.
Yeah, That's kind of what I was thinking. I figured it was around mid-February is when the stocking would start. So that's when you're going to be getting a lot of good fishing is going to start happening. So Dave, go see Dave Allen and the guys at 2595 Buford Dam Road, Cumming, Georgia, 30041. Give them a shout if you got any questions about anything, whatever they got may be in stock before you head over there. 706-429-7211. That's Dave and Allen and the guys at Buford Dam Bait and Tackle right there off of Buford Dam Road in Cumming, Georgia. So let's get on into this now. Let's get into the fun stuff here. All right, the first question that we had leads perfectly into this. What is your favorite way to catch fish? And you don't, and I know that y'all all catch different. I know you two specifically don't just like, I know you don't strictly striper fish. I know you don't strictly bass fish. Y'all fish for pretty much anything that swims. What's your favorite thing to do? What's your favorite thing? What's your favorite thing to do? What's your favorite thing to fish for?
I thought the question was, what's our favorite?
What's your favorite way to catch fish? Yeah, what's your favorite thing? Yeah, what's your favorite thing to do? What's your favorite way to catch it?
I love catching bass on a fluke.
Okay.
Disco colored.
Okay. Disco colored. Which one? Green or violet?
Violet.
Okay. Disco violet.
I was gonna say purple. That's violet. That means purple.
That's all good. What else do you fish for? Anything else that's fun? We're talking about a list here. We got the top.
Yeah. I've recently really gotten into the smallmouth grind. Growing up in middle South Georgia, that is not a thing.
Nothing but largemouth.
Yeah. So took me to catch my first one a few years ago for my birthday, and I've been hooked since on the brownfish. Also love to inshore fish. There's times I get to do that with native. We usually plan a few cool inshore redfish trips.
Yeah.
Then I have some offshore fishing friends, and when all that's done, I kind of like to dabble in the trout fishing too.
There you go. That's what I was meaning with the question, was what I'm getting at here. So, Erica, what's your favorite thing to do, fishing wise?
All right, so big three. So if we're striper fishing, free line season's my favorite. When they're up high, you can see them. What are you?
Amen.
Okay. I was like, what is that?
Yes. I have a strong agreement.
So absolutely love the free line when you can see, the fish blowing up on top water, essentially. That's a blast. From the kayak, all about the topwater bass. Love fishing the rivers. I think if I had to pick like a single favorite river lure, it's the tiny torpedo from Hedon? Hedon.
Yeah.
The Hedon tiny torpedo. Love that thing for river bass. And then if we are offshore fishing, jigging for snapper and grouper. Captain Mac has it's a jig that's got like the hook, I can't think of the name of it right now, but the hook articulates around and then it's got a little rubber skirt. And for inshore, throw in weighted paddle tails for trout and redfish. So I like the Z-Man little 4-inch diesel minnow.
Okay. All right. So what about you? What do you like to do? What's your favorite thing to do?
I like fishing topwater, but I also like fishing with jigs.
Okay. For bass?
Yes, for largemouth.
You got anything else you want to, like, you're young, so is that like, you got a bucket list fish already? What do you want to get out of the way?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, be like grandma and go fish for marlin.
It's a bucket lister.
She red fishes with her uncle.
That is also very fun. And then like sometimes you'll catch like bonnet heads or whatever accidental fish.
Did y'all do that in Florida?
It's around the Gulf, yeah.
Cool.
There you go.
And then you fish with Dave at tuna.com.
And I
You
fished
did
with
do
the
that.
tuna.com. That was a lot of fun.
That's really cool.
I would
Yeah.
do that again. I was able to drive the boat a little bit too, which
I've
was
seen
an
pictures.
experience.
I got to see pictures. You did get to drive the boat.
I did get to drive the boat.
Dave is awesome. I absolutely love everybody on Wicked Tuna except for Tyler. There, I said it.
Hating on Pinwheel?
I don't like him. he's arrogant. No.
And they say he's that way in real
They
life.
say he's that way in real life too. So I don't know. So all right, well, moving on with that. So, we got that out of the way. I wanted to make sure that everyone knows what you guys' favorite things to fish for and what's your favorite way to do it. Nobody ever asked me that question. What's my favorite way to fish?
What's your favorite way, Ryan?
My favorite way to fish is with anything that bites. Specifically,
that's the best answer.
Specifically a horny toad. That's number one. I throw a horny toad like nobody's business. That is my jam. That's my bread and butter. That is what I like to throw. So, I got another question right here that is for all of you guys. So, from the fun standpoint of everything, what is something that each of you think or want to have happen to help grow the lady angler side of fishing? What do you guys think personally would increase the numbers of ladies that participate in fishing? And it don't have to be like a very specific answer.
It can be conceptual.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Just whatever you feel like in your heart might be a big improvement that needs to be done to maybe make the numbers go up. What?
This right here.
Jennifer says this right here. And I can agree with that. I can agree with that 100%.
I agree with representation. Something I do from my career standpoint. I manage social accounts, and every now and then you might see a picture of someone holding a reel, and oh snap, their nails are painted.
Yeah.
So
snap, their nails are painted.
And just showing, someone. I've posted pictures where someone's like casting, and the picture's from behind. And this is on a company account. This is not on my account. This is on a very, very large fishing account. And they're casting from behind, and they have a ponytail off their head. And it's, so just showing women on these big stages. Representation is everything, especially like in retail stores. I go in and, seeing women's faces in stores, in the fishing section.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's big.
I think it's exposure stuff like what For Her is doing with the Women's and Kids Clinic, and going a little bit back to the COVID question and like how do we recreate that and get women, kids, families back out on the water. I think a lot of it is just creating these exposure opportunities to where for families, the kids are getting into it, the wives, girlfriends, partners, like getting into it and just finding it as a new avenue and outlet to do stuff. And on the advertising front, seeing women pictured in major company ads, small company ads. It's just seeing yourself and being like, you know what, I have an interest in that, and becoming more accepted through the process. Like it's not a rarity anymore. The 37% thing.
Yeah.
Like that market is a lot larger than I think many realize, and it's cool to see companies tapping into that and realizing that too.
Yeah.
And adjusting the marketing, and that it's not all. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna be careful in how I mention this, but like just the types of women that you've been seeing more recently in ads, you can tell that it's more authentic.
I know, I've seen that. That was one thing I was going to say. I've noticed that over probably the past really 2 years, really big. I've seen more and more and more women. I see more, pictures out there of on a big flat somewhere like in the Bahamas, and there's a lady standing up on the front deck with like a fly rod in her hand or something like that, or a spinning rod in her hand, and she's decked out in Columbia gear or how. Okay, I'm probably about to get
Columbia
bashed.
does it very well. Under Armour also does it very well. I've seen their content, their ads, and they push women, and those women look amazing. They look the part. They bad to the bone. So that's I'm glad you said what you just said there, because I want all of y'all to say this. You said that it looks amazing to you. You think that the generalization of the way people you normally look at fishing, for instance, is a man standing on the deck of a boat, whatever, and a sun shirt with his hat on and the hood up, and some of those the UPF shorts and stuff like that, and some sandals or whatever. When you say you see that it looks amazing to you, how does that make you feel inside?
You get what I'm saying? I mean,
Not
what
really.
kind of
Sorry.
okay? Let me remember about telling this. What kind of pride do you have when you see an ad from Columbia, for example, and there it is, front and center? There's a lady.
Empowered would be the one word I would describe it.
Yeah, it's y'all's floor. I want y'all to answer this honestly.
These young girls that might see this stuff, we're already doing it. We're already fishing. We're very passionate and into it. But younger girls who see it, when it comes down to it, people want to see people that look like them.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what it is, gender, race, that is literally a concept of marketing. People want to see people that look like them. So when they see women, they think, oh, well, I can do that too. And they certainly can. And that should be celebrated. I think we should all be very proud of where we are.
No, that's fantastic. That's what I was wanting you to get at.
Yeah. I feel empowered.
Barring my terrible use of vocabulary.
No, we got it.
That's what I was really wanting to get at was, teleprompter investment needed. Shut up, Tyler. We'll work on that, dude. I'm telling you what. Tyler.
I really give you grief on here.
Tyler gives me a lot of grief. He really does. He gives me a ton of grief. Tyler. We'll strike a nerve so that way you can strike back at Tyler here. And he's a good friend of mine. We're buddies. We're buddies. Tyler says that all of God's children are power fishermen.
Oh, we always in a pod then.
The slow stuff's too boring.
The look she just gave me was like, no. No, absolutely not. That's what Tyler says all the time. So, what about you? Since how does that make you feel seeing that stuff in ads and stuff? Because I looked through your Instagram today when I followed you and stuff because I listen. Part of the job, I had to creep on you.
Guilty.
Listen, give me knuckles. I'm glad I'm not the only one who creeped on you, so it makes me feel a little bit better. Now, how does that make you feel when you see stuff like that?
I think it's really cool to see. I think it's big steps towards inclusivity for women in the sport.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of comments that I'll get on stuff or that I'll see on other women's posts. They're posing with a great fish, and somebody chimes in with like, "Oh, did your boyfriend hand you that?"
I see those.
And
I
so
see
it's
those
just
a lot.
Y'all, no. But I think
it's 2023, people.
Yeah, come on.
Things are changing.
But I think the more that women are seen in the sport and that companies show value to women in the sport, I think that helps. And just for women in general, talking about these exposure opportunities for women that are looking to, whether it be fishing or hunting, fishing is the one that I can speak more closely to. But if you want to get into it and you're curious, just go for it. Go to attend some of your local fishing clubs. You might be one of few women there, but odds are there's going to be some more women there. And then it's just getting familiar with, local people that you can go out with that can help you get into it. But yeah, definitely, I'll echo what Macy said with the empowered piece. And it's cool to see that companies are coming around to like, hey, women fish too.
Yeah, especially talking about with you, Erica, the Team Maggie tournament. I have seen over the past several years when y'all host that event that there are more and more and more women getting in the boat. I hear about it. I see names. I see pictures, on social media. Fish the Team Maggie tournament here in April, and there's 2 men and a woman on the boat together. So you're seeing it grow more. You're hearing people talk. You're hearing ladies talk about it more. And you're also hearing men talk about it more. Me personally, from my standpoint, I have zero issue whatsoever sharing a boat with any of you. I would have if we were to fish a tournament together, I'd have absolutely zero issue sharing a boat with you. I would not look down upon you like probably some people would. I would be, hey, listen, I'm sucking right now. One of y'all catch a fish, help me out, help us out here, help me feel better about myself.
Ryan's an equal opportunist.
Well, I try to be. I don't
like you, Ryan.
I'm only laughing about that, but I mean sincerity. I mean, if any of you ever, like, for example, if you ever wanted to jump in the boat with me and fish, by all means, you can. I will happily go fishing. Happily. I don't. When we're out there with me, and when it comes with whether it's a female or a male, fellow angler on the same boat together, I don't. I mean, I see what I look at is not that you're a girl. I see you're a girl who is just as passionate about doing the same thing that I am. I love to fish. I love to catch fish, and if you like to catch fish, then we'll get along just great. You know, I doesn't bother me none, and that's just how I am. That's the kind of just person I am. That was, I guess, maybe me growing up as I grew up, not having someone who taught me really how to fish, who shared fishing with me, who got me into fishing. You know, I didn't really have that. You know, I got into it on my own. I made the decision myself to start fishing, and it kind of touches me that all three of y'all have someone who took y'all fishing, who showed y'all fishing, who showed y'all hunting, showed you the outdoors and stuff like that, coming from a person like me who just never had that. I never had that. I had to get into it on my own. So kudos to everyone who takes a kid, take a girl, take a boy, doesn't matter. Listen, we're not playing the Tim McGraw song, don't take the girl. Listen, take a girl fishing. I mean, seriously.
Along with Jimmy Johnson and Tommy Thompson.
Yeah, well, you know, listen, I don't know what, you got a double T. If you could be called double T or JJ, you got some serious name issues. You know, I'm an anti-Jimmy Johnson guy. I never liked seeing 48 go around the track. I always wanted him to wreck, but that was just me. So,
it's mean-spirited.
So, how do you feel, before we get into some more of these questions, how do you feel when you see, because I know you're young, but I know you pay attention to a lot of stuff. How do you feel when you see women in Columbia advertisements and other stuff like that, just in general? How does it make you feel?
I mean, it's very inspirational, and I feel like it gets a lot of exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bigger brand companies using women to, like, with all the decked out in Columbia gear, I think is very inspirational. It really gets that image out there. So I feel like it's very, I enjoy the image.
Yeah, okay. So that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Right there, we've got, Jimmy, Tyler.
We got a bunch of them.
We got a bunch of them. So go back up. I'll let Paul pick the first one. Paul's going to come up and pick the first one here. So I see a couple of them right there.
There was a good one.
What do you, the live scope one?
Yeah,
Oh Lord, here we go. We're going to, all right, here we go. We're going to start with this. This is going to be it. What do you ladies think about live imaging and competition fishing? Before y'all answer this is a weekly discussion on the show. It's live imaging fishing. So you kayak, y'all both kayak a lot, but I know you get on Kaz's boat.
I have live scope on my kayak.
And you have so you have live scope on your kayak. What about you?
I don't have live scope, and I'm not hardcore into the tournament angling, so I'm going to bow out. I'm indifferent. I mean, I have an opinion on it, but I think these two can speak more to it.
We'll let
I don't
you
have a strong opinion.
All right, what we're going to do, you're going to share your opinion last.
There we go.
I'm going to start with
I'll
Peyton.
piggyback.
I'm going to start with Peyton. What is your opinion about live imaging and competition fishing?
I feel like it almost feels like cheating because it makes it a little bit more easier. Like, you can actually see. But
But
it doesn't mean you'll catch. Like, you can see them, but you're not guaranteed anything. So it's like 50-50. I think I enjoy it. I like it.
Okay.
I like my live scope.
What about you, Macy? How do you feel about it?
I just don't think it should be so controversial. I just feel like these old dudes really get worked up about it. Honestly, no disrespect.
Just check, block it, and get it over with.
Is that how you feel about it? You know who Randy Blockett is?
No.
Oh.
Should I?
Go YouTube him like tomorrow sometime on some downtime. Randy Blockett. Blauket. Randy Blockett on YouTube. Intuitive Angling.
He doesn't like...
That dude's a trip.
Yeah, I probably got better things to do tomorrow.
6 months ago, how'd you feel about it?
6 months ago, how did I feel about it? I didn't like it that much. I didn't think it was needed.
6 months ago?
Yeah.
Like the earth.
I held out. I held out.
When the entire earth shook, because he put it on his
They don't know anything about me, though. They don't understand how, like, earth-shattering that is.
That was earth.
Who broke you down?
Myself.
You realize you like catching fish? Because that's why I have it.
To an extent. To an extent. What really broke me down on it was just the competition aspect of it was, listen, I fish in the dirt like year round. It don't matter if it's 44, 95 water temperature. I fish in the dirt and I catch them out of the dirt year round. However, after months prehand of me secretly laying in my bed at night going, what am I going to do? I finally made the decision to get it, and I got it.
Why though? Why did it take you so long? Why were you?
I was getting there. Sorry, I was getting there. Why it took me so long was because I was trying to be stalwart and hold out on it. But I had to get to the point where I finally accepted the fact that in order for me to actually compete, there were instances where I needed it. Because all my competitors, when I lined up against 30 other boats on a Saturday or Sunday morning, every single one of them had it.
You're fishing for second if you don't have it.
That's a good point. And I'm glad you said that, because that was one of the thoughts that went through my mind. Was that there's someone's going to be able to make it better, take advantage of something that I can't take advantage of because I can't see exactly what's going on. And it has really expanded a lot of things in my mind on, the first time I took it out, I was one of those stalwart, and the guys who are watching, they can reiterate this back because I said this on the show the first time it happened. I always thought fish that sat down on a point that were down there on the bottom that ate jigs and worms basically sat there. They don't sit there. They are constantly moving around. They may be on the bottom, but they're constantly moving around. And that was just something that I was like, all right, roadblock, just busted through there. I thought fish just kind of laid there on the bottom and kind of very slowly moved around. Nah, them suckers are down there. They're 1 minute right here, and they go, woo, and then they come back, But they eat the worm or they eat the jig. But, and that was one thing that really blew my mind. The other thing, too, was watching seeing bait balls. Mm-hmm. Bait balls really, watching reaction to bait balls really changed my perspective on a lot of things from a competition standpoint. The first time I ever threw in a bait ball and busted the bait ball out, and then a fish come out of nowhere that wasn't even in the beam of live scope and grabbed my bait, I was just like, okay. This is what this is about. And I figured that out pretty quick. So live scope in competition is just, I think I'm for it. I like it. Now, there's going to come a time of the year here coming up before too long where the thing's never going to turn on for me. I will not turn it on when I start getting in the dirt again. So I saved you for last since you said you didn't have an opinion, but I want you to give your opinion.
I haven't taken time to form it well, like pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get one now.
Okay.
No, I think I would absolutely use them. For efficiency, for not wasting time in a spot, you
Yes.
can't beat it.
Yes.
Some people have live scope and still waste time in a spot. That's a whole different conversation.
That is true.
They're going to will that fish to come. Like, please come.
Hard to leave them once you find
Yeah, it
them.
is. You don't leave fish to find fish, right? Like, yeah. How long do I spend here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that here in a second.
Let's do this next question, and then we'll move in.
Yeah, do that
thanks, Paul.
next question.
Felicia,
What is your most embarrassing moment on the lake or water?
You get to go first.
I will be quick to rat her out. There was a time we were fishing on the bridge, Brown's Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
This is not mine. I was not the one that did
An
it.
embarrassing moment you were part of. We'll tweak the
Yes.
question a little bit.
you can't do that to her.
I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I'm gonna do it regardless.
Let's hear it.
We were fishing Brown's Bridge, and
Oh, if it's that bad, you gotta go.
It's okay.
Just
So
do it.
you were
Give it a
fishing.
slightly PG version. I feel like this is gonna be good.
Oh, it's gonna be PG on her. It's just do it. Go for it.
We were fishing, and we had to tweak some stuff because anyways, I don't want to get into that because that's kind of personal, but we were fishing the bridge, and like all of a sudden I hear like a whoosh, and I'm looking around, and she's kind of looking around too. She was the one that casted, and I look up, and her line is over the bridge, and as soon as she was able to pull it back down, it was only this tiny little piece of plastic left. So our running joke was it got ran over by a car. It hit the windshield, it got ran over. It came back shattered. It was just a little piece of the plastic on the bill.
You don't have an embarrassing moment personally, though?
I mean, there was a time not that long ago that I got one of my lines stuck in my, what's it called? My
Trolling motor.
trolling motor,
Trolling
yes.
motor? Okay.
It got stuck in there, and I kept trying to get it unstuck. I reeled it up all the way. I got the eye to the propeller, trying to get it unstuck, and then it ended up getting caught worse because I was stuck on a tree after that, and I ended up almost falling into the water. But
Like straight up in there.
yeah, there was a picture of it, but I was completely in the water getting all of my. It was my Shimano too, my Corrado DC, so I could not lose that.
No, you can't. You can't
I
lose that.
I got my
Gotta
entire body
stay
wet.
good.
Yeah,
You can't
fully
lose that.
committed.
Which one of y'all want to go next
Full send.
before we get into this giveaway here?
I'm sure
You're
you
already giggling. so.
Because I have one. I have more than one. I had to pick
Spill 'em.
one.
You can only have one most.
I have it. Well, my most embarrassing story is probably my most memorable fish catch ever too, and it involves cats. So, you ready for a good
Go
cat
for it.
story?
Go for it.
We entered a tournament together. I let him have his space. He enters tons of tournaments with his dad, with his guy friends. But every now and then we'll do one. We have fun, and it was on Chattooga, and it was in April. So they're on bed. Bed fishing was a key factor in this tournament. So we had caught a limit of spots. Then we went and found this bed. Needed to leave that one to go to this one. We found her. There she was. And he had casted at the one before that. So this one was mine. I was casting a wacky worm. I missed it twice. And then he missed it twice. And we were yelling because we were stressed. Didn't know if it would bite again. And then I finally throw it in there, and I didn't miss it. And I just rear back, and there she is. I'm fighting her, and I'm like, and then it just went south from there. And
How did it go south?
because she ran and ran, then wrapped around the trolling motor. Kaz is yelling, saying bad words. I'm freaking out. And it was just a fiasco. You wouldn't believe. I would hate for someone to witness this. But yeah, wrapped itself around the trolling motor. Then he starts hand lining it, and I'm holding the trolling motor and the rod. I lay the rod down. He hand lines it. Finally gets a hand on it, and then I kind of go we got a hand on it, and then I drop the trolling motor. It breaks the rod. The PLX.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have it as a souvenir. And just I actually started crying for a second because he called me the bad word, and then
He did not, did he really? Why?
and then he said, and then he apologized, and then we celebrated. And it was awesome, but it was all very embarrassing.
That's a lot of emotions.
Yes.
That's
yes.
like a
in
roller
a short
coaster.
time period.
But then we just laughed our butts off. We will never forget it, but it was embarrassing because how many things can go wrong,
That's a lot.
Everything
That's
went
pretty much
wrong.
all of them.
What could go wrong? Yeah, you got the fish in the boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, it ended with a
5-7.
happy ending, but, what
5-7.
could go wrong went wrong, but you still ended up with fish. How big was it?
5-7.
Okay.
We told everybody at the ramp. Everybody at the ramp just died laughing. It was embarrassing, but it was the best.
It was
And
embarrassing.
I just want to say, anybody out there that's in a relationship and wants to test it, see if it'll
Go fishing.
stand the test of time, and
Bed fishing.
go bed fishing.
Or tandem kayaking.
Oh.
That one. Those are the two tests.
Is that what your bad? Is that what your embarrassing is tandem kayak?
No, I've just.
No, she's smarter than that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Even when we're on our own kayak, sometimes I'm just like, I need my, like, there's somewhere I want to go. It may not be where he wants to go.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. You sound a lot like me. You're like bullheaded. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. See, I do a live fishing thing on Tuesdays where you can watch me fish. And I have a ton of people always trying to tell me what to do, and I listen to nobody. I do my own thing, and that's what I do. So what is before we get to the question with the giveaway, what is your most embarrassing moment? Do you want to share it? Everyone else has shared, so the pressure's on you.
I'll go for it. It's nothing too crazy, not like real embarrassing, but I guess it's more of a funny story that I'll share the video with you because it's probably something, I'm a bad storyteller. But my husband Drew and I we were down in Alabama and we were bull red fishing, and we were on our boat. We have a center console as well, and we had just caught this massive bull red and we were going for the picture with it. And I set the phone up and turned it on selfie mode, and instead of trying for the timed picture, I just did a video figuring like, oh, I'll get a still out of this. So it captures, this massive redfish, and we're pulling it. I've got it on the grips, and we're getting in position, and I go to lift the fish up that's from, my chin down to my ankles. I'm not tall. I'm only 5'2" 3/4", but it's a big fish. And when I went to lift the grip to get my hand under the belly to hold the fish sideways, I accidentally released the grip as he was leaning in, and I caught him right above the eyebrow. And he immediately, goes down. The fish goes down. I'm standing there like, oops, I just did this. And he's over on the side of the boat, just kind of hand in his head in his hands. And you can hear me mutter, I go over there, kind of sheepishly. He held it together so well. He didn't say anything. No curse words, no nothing.
Two different men.
So I'm over here oh crap. And I look down, you can hear me mutter, you're not bleeding. And then he gets it together, and then we just step right back up and finish taking the picture. But I'll still that was probably 5 years ago. And I'll still get random guys that we fish with that video will pop up on a timeline, and they'll screenshot it in the exact moment that it hit Drew in the eye, and he's got the funniest. I'll post the video.
Oh,
it's pretty funny.
He's got a girly flinch.
He's like,
yeah.
It's bad, and it'll make it up on make it up to the TV screen for family Christmas and stuff that we played. So that's my funny.
I'm unprepared. I've had some bad moments. The worst moment, so the funniest moment, I guess, ever was we were up on Burton and we were throwing a buzz bait, and it was in October, and we were going down the bank, and my buddy's in the back of the boat, and we're zinging a buzz bait, all the way up there, fast as we can, all the way to the bank. And I hear, finally, we're sitting there, and I hear, and I'm like, what was that? And he goes, I lost it. And he's reeling his reel back in. I'm like, dang, dude, can't be throwing buzz baits in the woods, dude. That's too much money. Yeah. So he gets down by the boat. I keep going down the bank. He reties, makes him one, puts a grub on the back of it, puts a trailer hook on it, ties it back on, bending the arms on it, double blade buzz bait, gets back on my back boat. Back to the woods again. So within 3 minutes, he has thrown probably $14 worth of buzz baits in the lake, or in the woods, excuse me. And anyway, so we get down, and I'm like, what? And I said some coarse things that I probably shouldn't have said. Probably it's not PG rated, it's rated R. So he ties another one on. No. I said, give me that. So I tie his knot for him. This is a grown man who's in his 40s, and I'm 24. And it's just bad. I'm sitting there for a moment as I'm doing this. I'm like, I am tying a knot for a grown man. This is not the way this is supposed to be. So That is probably one of the funniest instances I've ever had, was the realization that I was tying a knot for a grown man who was old enough to be my dad at the time. I got a bunch of other ones that will be here all night, because I got some other ones that are not related, that are not, I cannot tell them and keep them PG. So question of the night now here. This is where we're going with this right here. So you guys have been watching. Now remember, the only people who can answer this question are ladies. Ladies in the comments, you're the only ones to answer this, that are allowed to answer this question. If you are using your husband or your boyfriend's or your son's YouTube or daughter's YouTube, whatever, however you're doing it, the daughter better answer before anything else. If you're using your daughter's YouTube, the first one that answers the question correctly wins a rod and reel combo, a shirt, and a hat from For Her Outdoor Apparel. We have that here in the store. So, the question, we're going to be testing people to see if they've been watching from the beginning, because this was done very early. Out of the 100% of anglers in the United States, how many of them, what is the percentage that are female? Out of the 100% of anglers in the United States, what percentage is female? So, with that being said, there we go. That's the first one. I was quick. Morgan Pelfrey. She was the first one to come up. So, 37%, and that is correct. 37%. Basically, 1 in 3 are female anglers out of the entirety of the percentage of anglers in the United States. So, congratulations, Morgan.
Congratulations.
Reach out to me or on Facebook, or Fish North Georgia on Facebook, whatever you want to do, and we'll get you set up with your rod and reel combo, your hat, and your shirt. Make sure you message me your size shirt with your message, please, and thank you. So that was actually probably the quickest answer I think we've ever gotten in terms of the For Her Outdoor Apparel giveaway. That was really quick. So that going being said, if you watch from the beginning on these things, and we got some ladies that are paying attention tonight. I should go back to Macy's empowerment. So she's got the ladies are sticking around wanting to watch. So so we got a little bit longer to go, not too much terribly longer. We want to start kind of getting into a little bit of things a little bit quicker. This next segment, however, is brought to you by Red Bobber Gear. Red Bobber Gear, Kyle Gore, him and his family, they own Red Bobber Gear, and they're absolutely fantastic people. They've been doing a lot of expos lately. If you follow them on Facebook and Instagram, you can see that they've been at Surf Expo, and they've been in Atlanta Apparel Expo. You need to go to. You need to go to that one next year for sure. Get For Her Outdoor Apparel out there. The many more eyes that are looking. But Red Bobber Gear, making memories of the little red bobber. You can go to www.redbobbergear.com. I have the entire lineup of apparel. Also with the Lil Bobber. It's L-I' Bobber, and it's got the little bitty t-shirts with a little bitty bobber on them and stuff, like that. So it's really nice stuff. But we appreciate Kyle. We appreciate Red Bobber Gear's support of the Livewell. So, with that being said, on the Red Bobber, we have 2 more sections to go. We're going to kind of start going a little bit quickly here. Are you guys ready? I
got to shorten
Rapid
my
fires.
answers.
I want some rapid fires.
Gotta stop rambling.
No, y'all doing great. No, y'all
big
are doing great. I just don't want to keep y'all here all night, because this is one of those episodes that we could probably sit here for about 3 or 4 hours and talk and have ourselves a grand old time.
This is a good group.
Well, hey, listen, you heard it here first. Macy said herself, this is a good group. And we love having good groups here. I will say this one more time real quick. I can't thank all 3 of you enough for being here. Really do appreciate that. This has been a fantastic live show. It really has been.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, thanks for having
Well,
us.
absolutely. We appreciate you guys. Y'all are always welcome back anytime. You just say the word, or we will say the word one. We need some guests. We'll get you guys back on there. I think this is going to be a part 2. Don't you think so, Paul?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right. So these are rapid fires. Ready? All right. Goals 2023. We got any personal goals for 2023? Here we are at the beginning of the year. We're halfway through January already. God almighty. Valentine's Day's right around the corner. That's close. I got to start thinking about it pretty hard. Where do you guys see yourselves going? What do you want to do in 2023? Anyone want to start?
I'm going to think about it.
Do you want to answer first?
I don't want to go first.
You don't want to go first? Is that a hard question to answer?
I feel like it's a loaded question.
Just want to do so much.
That's okay.
I actually just made a list the other day. I wrote it down. It said lakes to go to from now until springtime. And I just wrote a long list, and I'm going to make it a point to go to every single one of them. Some of them are places I've been a million times. Some of them are places I've been a few times, and some I've never been to. So,
What's one you've never been to?
I'm so embarrassed. I've never been to Gunnersville, and everybody
That's
talks
okay.
about it. So
Gunnersville's overrated.
Yeah.
it's overrated. Well, I keep a note in my phone of lakes, rivers, and also like saltwater locations that I've fished at. So it's really just trying to get that list as long as possible. Kaz also has one, so I got the idea from him. But,
There you go.
and also I put an asterisk beside it if I have kayak fished the location.
Ooh.
So, and I said this earlier, but I want to catch more smallmouth. I really want to learn about that bite and just that species, and I want to travel more places to catch those. Like always, I want to learn more, and
St. Lawrence River.
yeah.
Got to be on the list.
Mhm. I have friends everywhere. It's just a point of taking time off, going, and
Sturgeon Bay.
mhm.
Peg's going to Sturgeon Bay this summer.
You want to Sturgeon Bay or
When
something?
y'all going?
Take her with you.
Okay,
Girls
let's
trip.
go.
Let me know.
Okay.
Oh, okay. We got some background information going on about Sturgeon Bay. So,
You looking to fish on your own?
Erica, where do you want to go?
Ooh, place I want to go. Macy and I were talking. I really want to get down on the Flint and go for some of those shoalies. I've never caught a smallmouth. I know there's a handful of lakes in the Georgia area, but I think I want to go up to Kentucky and do some smallmouth fishing. But
I think we should just go. I mean, we both want to do it.
I like
so-
it.
Well, there you go. Listen, we got plans already being made, and I got people blowing me up on Messenger too right now. So on my watch.
Yeah.
But goals. Do you
Goals
have
for
a goal?
the year. I want to fish more. Last year was kind of an odd year for us. We didn't get out on the water as much. So fish more, try new places, do some group outings. Yeah, Flint River camping kayak trip. Let's plan it. So I want to do that, and with some of the groups and companies that I work with, just find a way to work with those teams better. Maybe particularly with the Vibe kayak team, some different changes to the pro team and how we do things. Maybe talking to some other teams and just growing that.
Okay.
So.
All right. Are you ready to answer?
Yes.
All right. Answer.
I want to be
away.
able to weigh in a over 20-pound bag.
Listen to her.
Like it.
It has been tough.
Uh,
It has been tough.
Hey, listen. There's one right there. We got Michael Temple says I want to
Dale
go
Hollow.
to Dale
That's
Hollow.
Yep, Dale Hollow. That's where I want to
Dale
go.
Hollow, you got a real good shot at catching bunch of smallmouth at Dale Hollow. There's also another little lake in Tennessee too that has nothing but smallmouth in it. You know where it is?
We ain't gonna say it on air.
No, we're not going to say it on air. Some people may know it. Some people, I don't know. So we'll talk about it afterwards. I'll tell you afterwards where it is. So that could be a place. And that's a good lake, too, because there's no docks. There's not a whole lot of boat traffic. So if you guys want to go in y'all's kayaks.
I like good kayak
There you
friendly
go.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good place. It is a good place. I'll share that with you guys after the
Wish
show's over
somebody
here
won't
shortly.
run over me.
Yeah. Be awfully near by 11. It's not safe. Not a safe place.
So, all right. So that is what I've got. I just it was bound to happen. It finally happened. It happens every single show that we do. I stumble over my tongue. I get tongue tied. I get tongue tied every single episode at least once that we do. All right. So goals. Anything else goal wise? Like, do you have something personal that you really like? Just really want to do? Like, it doesn't have to be fishing related.
Well, I mean, I have a lot of business goals, just because I run my own business, so looking to build that as big as I can build it. I already have a lot of clients, but, you know, I did have social goals to hit 1 million on TikTok, and
You're getting close.
I'm about to do that, so I'm so happy.
You're very close.
But now I got to find a new goal.
Okay.
I do have a big goal of catching a 10-pounder, or at least a double-digit bass. I have not ever done that, so
2023 is going to be the year.
yeah, you can't force it. You know, you just got to be out there as much as you can, and when it happens, it's gonna happen. So
The couple of double digits that I caught, they just kind of happened. And it was just kind of like, oop, there it is. I wasn't expecting it, but it happened. You got anything that you like outside of you really want?
You know.
No, she said. Okay.
Other than that cumulative goal list, my big goal is to check off some of those goals.
Okay. The reason why I was asking you guys this question real quick is just because the fact of our ladies that are watching, these ladies right here, they set goals, they have aspirations, they have things that they have planned already out here for 2023 that they want to have happen. If you want to get into more fishing, more outdoors, make the goal, make the plan, put one foot in front of the other, and start making it happen. You agree with that?
A goal could be not turning down opportunities. If you get an invite, take it.
That's a good one. That is an absolutely good one. You agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that?
I do.
You do. Good. So now, what do you guys feel right now that for this year in 2023 in terms of women's, ladies fishing, what do you guys personally want to see happen? Is there anything that you want to see happen in terms of ladies fishing, lady anglers? You got anything, is it, you want to see a tournament trail pop up? Do you want to see all girls something? I mean, just whatever. I mean, do you have anything that you want to see, you would like to see happen in 2023?
I don't think we need. I mean, the events that do pop up are great, like for women. But
Okay.
I on the competitive side, I don't think we need special opportunities.
Okay.
I think the best thing was just be to
Okay.
get in there with the best of them. And
Well, that's why I asked
go
the
at
question,
it.
because I didn't know
You know?
I didn't know what you want to do. I mean,
When
I
you-
don't know where you feel.
yeah, when you put your hair in a ponytail and you put your hood up, nobody treats you any different. So
There you go.
we don't need these special opportunities. Just accept us when we get there and treat us like you would anybody else.
Well, that's perfect.
That's what I'd say.
I agree 100%. So
Cool.
I just didn't know if you had any. I don't know if any of you guys had any kind of things that you would like to see happen in 2023, in terms of, I think it would be cool to see and I'm not trying to say this any other way. I think it would be cool to see a ladies only. I don't know.
There are some that exist.
They're not very well known because obviously I'm
true.
sitting here asking the question.
Yeah.
I don't know about them.
Mm-hmm.
What is one?
I don't know what it's called. I just know some people that
Lady
fish it.
Bass Anglers Association.
Lady Bass Anglers Association. Okay. You got any? Is there any kayaks ladies only?
There's some groups, and I think that's something that would be cool to see in 2023, and this has started to pop up more the last couple of years, but it's just women's gatherings.
Mm-hmm.
So within kayaking, just to talk to that specifically, just women's meetups. And it's networking, it's having, I think for women it can be intimidating to get into it if you're trying to, get into a group of all guys, or that's primarily just who's around to go do stuff with. But these women's groups give women that may be new to the sport or new to angling, kind of this, okay, I may not feel comfortable asking a guy that's been doing it forever, but I'll ask Macy or I'll ask Peyton. It's just, so I think that stuff is really valuable. So I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah.
And there's some great Facebook groups that are women's only fishing pages. They set up, just fun paddles around Georgia. Like there's one at Lake Ackworth that it's never a scheduled thing, but within these groups I'll say, hey, such and such date, come meet up for a ladies paddle.
Yeah.
So I think stuff like that.
I think that would be fun. I mean, I think if that stuff like that would get together, that would be an absolutely fantastic time.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, I completely agree with what she said. I don't think we need a special opportunity, just any opportunity.
Okay. I mean, hey, that's the only reason I asked that question is because, I think, you guys already have a fair shot. I mean, my thing is whether you're a girl or a guy, I might not be, say all four of us were in a tournament against each other, for example. I may be competing against you, but I'm more competing against the fish than I am competing against you. Mm-hmm. You may kick my tail, and if you do, that's great. And y'all, I might finish fourth, and y'all may all finish first, second, and third in some order. And hey, I'll take my licks when I can get them. That's fine. I got my tail kicked by a bunch of girls today, so it is what it is. That's the way fishing is. Now, last really rapid fire question. This is a bass fishing question here, because I know all y'all bass fish. A technique, because I have to ask this question, because I ask this question a lot to people. A technique that you want to improve on this year. Is there any technique whatsoever that you just don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't like doing that, but I need to do it. I need to learn how to do it. Or is there just something that you really like deep down inside? You're like, I want to learn how to do this. I want to get better at it. And we don't have to answer in any order. You can just spit it out whenever you want to.
I need to work on my rubber worm game.
Really?
Ned, wacky, all of it. I don't like it.
You don't like doing any of that?
Yeah, I agree
It's
with
slow.
that.
You don't like slow fishing, huh?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So, but goal. It's a goal.
That's a goal. Okay. So how are you
And it's
going to...
incredibly productive, so.
Well, how are you going to do that this year? How are
Just
you...
do it.
You're just going to do it? Just go for it?
I just gotta do it.
Okay.
I've seen the videos. It's all over, the how-tos. Just gotta commit to it. I think that's the big thing is if you want to learn something, spend some time. You're not going to get it on your first shot.
Mm-hmm.
Commit to it.
Yeah, don't put it down.
Yeah.
That is 100% correct. Don't put it down. What about you?
I would say targeting and fishing for largemouth because I get so spoiled by the spotted bass, fishing brush piles, going to a different one, coming back and those same fish set right back up and I catch the one again and we know each other on first name basis and then, so just actually targeting largemouth, targeting big ones, that's what I want to do better at.
That's a good thing.
Catch more largemouth.
You gotta
because then I have more chance of catching a 10-pound.
That's right. That is true.
It's dual point, a goal with a goal.
Now,
Yeah.
I will say this: if you was to catch a 10-pound spot, then you're pretty much set for the rest of your life. I don't think anyone would argue if you caught a 10-pound spot what that would do. You would be on top of the mountain.
Made woman.
I'll let you know when I do that. You'll be the one I call.
Really?
Right, I just got a 10-pound
Oh
spot.
my gosh, I hope you do. And I really want you to catch one.
That
for
is
real.
wild.
I really want you to catch one. A 10-pounder. What technique do you want to get better at?
Definitely worms.
Worms. Okay. Worm
Yeah.
fishing. Worm fishing.
Yeah.
That's something that I personally improved on this year. Because I never, ever picked up a worm. Hardly at all.
What's your go-to rig for him?
Shaky head. Like Bill Payne says. You know Bill Payne? You don't know Bill Payne?
I don't think so.
Do you know Bill Payne?
Mm.
They don't know Bill Payne. Oh my gosh. What are we going to do? You got to know Bill Payne. Bill Payne is a legend.
This North Georgia video back.
If you go, Bill Payne says, when you fishing a shaky head, if you think you're fishing it too slow, slow down. That's how he talks.
Like that too.
That's exactly how he talks. And he says, and he don't say, so like if we're going to go get some shaky heads and we're going to go to the bait shop and we're going to go get some shaky heads. What do you call shaky heads? Do you buy a pack of shaky heads or do you buy a box of shaky heads?
I do shaky head a lot, so I don't understand the question. A pack or a box?
Okay. That's why I was asking. If you're going to go get a pack of shaky heads, you're going to call them a pack of shaky heads, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to call them a pack of shaky heads?
Unless they come in a box.
Okay. Bill Payne. Listen. All right. So listen. Bill Payne.
Logical answer.
If you ask Bill Payne about fishing shaky head, he'll tell you. He said, "Go get you a box of shaky heads." He don't call them a pack of shaky heads. He calls them a box of shaky heads. Bill Payne is in his 70s. So, you know, his lingo is a little bit different than maybe all of our lingos. I mean, I don't know. What? What did you say?
When he started buying them, they probably come in a box.
Yeah, that's true. That's why. I mean, he's in his 70s, so he probably did buy boxes of shaky heads. So, rapid fire. You know, is there anything else? I mean, this is your moment now with here. We've just got a little bit longer to go. While we do this, what I want to do here while I go into this last two sponsors that I've got right here to get out of the way. I want you guys to think right here, right now. I want you to take a moment and think about a question that you want to ask each other. All right? Ask each other. However, you ask whatever question that you think of right now as I go through this last two sponsors right here. I want you to think about a question that maybe you want to ask her, maybe a question that you want to ask Peyton. This little last part, I want it to be questions from you guys to each other, because I think that's real important to the fact of some of our female guests and viewers who are watching. Y'all have a conversation real quick amongst each other. Just talk fishing. Because I've noticed, and I'm going to say this, I have noticed that some of the ladies that come into this store and this establishment here, when they come in with their husband, they don't generally talk too much. So I just want to see y'all intermingle with each other. And I want to see y'all talk fishing for a moment.
Well, this isn't awkward.
Like right now?
Okay, don't make it weird. Just get
I'm
the
not.
sponsor.
Don't be.
I'm not. No, listen. I've got a point behind this. Okay, so while you think about this and get the jitters out of the way on this, I want to go into this. We got our last two sponsors right here. 400 Homes with Rachel Collins. She is a lady angler, and she is right behind me here. You can contact Rachel at 400 Homes. She's just got back in. She has just got back into the game from her surgery. Danny got to see her last week, and I did not have the pleasure of getting to see her, and I wish I did. She has just come back from her surgery. She is on the recovery. Listen, if you guys are in the real estate market looking to buy or sell your home, anything whatsoever, call Rachel at 770-310-0599. You can email her at rachel@400homes.com. Call Rachel. She will work hard for you. She will sell your house. She will find you something, whatever you needed to do. You know, the market's pretty tough right now, but Rachel is the girl for you. She will help you out, and she will put forth 100% of her effort. And then, of course, our last but not least two sponsors is J&S Contracting Services and Elite Landscape and Pressure Washing. Jason Sayers down there in the Lake Country, down there near towards you, where you grew up, down there, old Coney Sinclair, getting down that way. He's down in the Lake Country. He got over 20 years of experience down there serving it, building homes, remodeling homes, anything and everything that you can ask for. And Elite Landscaping and Pressure Washing. Just give Jason a call at 706-816-2049 or email him at jsayers316@live.com. Macy wearing that bottomland, and she swears by it too. Do you know who Sergeant Saucy is? Do you have any idea who that might be?
No, but probably from TikTok, because I do love Bottomland. I talk about it all the time.
Okay.
Favorite color.
Okay. So I didn't intend on making things like get awkward there. I was just saying, do you have, let me reiterate this question back to you. Do you have anything that you want to ask her? Do you have anything that you want to ask them? Same thing with you. Is there anything that you want to ask them while we're sitting right here? Is there anything at all?
I guess the question I've got for Peyton is more
Go
on
ahead
just
with it.
the For Her brand. And I know we were talking before the show started about the timing and that it really got started as a product of COVID. But why For Her? Like, what made you decide to get into the women's apparel?
That's a good question.
We noticed that there really wasn't a lot of women's specific brands for fishing. Like more of Columbia, you see a lot of men's clothing for it rather than like specific women's. So we decided to make a purely women's brand. I mean, there's also men's in it too, but it was more focused towards women, and we wanted a definitely more directed, I guess, sort of like area, I guess. If like any woman felt maybe left out or anything, like we were going to be the people that would like make sure everybody was included.
So did y'all start with like women first and then kind of branched into men, or was it always both from the start?
I mean, the hats could go either way, but it was mainly women first, and then, yeah.
Okay. I see that. That's what I was wanting. That was what I was getting at. Again, I'm terrible with vocabulary. Did not word it correctly at all.
Swell.
Don't. Just wait until we're done. You don't know anything. You don't know anything about that. Absolutely not.
That was swell.
I have a question. I do have a question. I want all three of y'all to answer this question. Doesn't matter what order we go with. Y'all answer the question whenever it comes off to you in your mind. In terms of the ladies' side of things, huh? Paul, you messed me up. Keep your comments to yourself, Paul. In terms of the ladies, for the future going forward, where do you want to see everything from a business standpoint go for the ladies in fishing and the outdoors? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you personally want to see it go? What would you want to personally see happen?
I would like to see women take senior level positions at fishing and hunting companies, anything outdoor. I know women who design baits. I know product engineers who are women and marketing directors who are women. I work closely with Christine Starr, who just got hired as Native Watercraft Big Adventures marketing director, which is a big deal, and she's absolutely killing it. So shout out to Native for supporting women. That's a company who is about the women. They really are. But yeah, I'd just like to see women just start not running the world, but I'd like to see women at tables making big decisions, bringing their own chair if they have to.
Oh, Lord. Someone said Georgia sucks.
Let it rise.
Oh, my Lord.
Go Dogs.
Yeah,
Paul.
Go Dogs.
You already got him.
Yeah. They're little back-to-back national champions. I don't know what to tell you. Must be an Alabama fan. Oh, did I say that? I didn't mean to say that.
Couldn't handle
Could be
them
Ohio
2
State.
losses.
Talking about Native, real quick. How does, if one wants to get on and see some stuff from Native, where do they go? How do they find it?
Native Watercraft Instagram. That's their handle, Native Watercraft. Website has a lot of useful information like blogs and, they don't just sell kayaks. I don't know if you know that, but on their site they have all kinds of accessories. Literally anything you could need to fish with is on their website.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Perfect. All right. So I'm still flabbergasted by myself. I'm still flabbergasted that I could not word my question the way that I wanted it to word. I had it envisioned in my mind working out better than what I thought, but that's me being me.
Don't dwell.
I won't. I'm not going to try to dwell anymore on it whatsoever. So, last thing, and then we're going to wind this thing down, and we're going to shut her down for the night. Again, before I get into this last thing, I do want to say from all of us here at Fish North Georgia, we appreciate all of you coming out and being a part of this, and we hope to have you all back sometime at some point. Maybe we'll do the next one. We might come on. We'll just talk strictly fishing. We're not going to worry about anything else. We're just going to talk strictly fishing. We'll get deep down into it because
You think maybe we need to do one? I don't know. April 20th, 19th-ish.
maybe
19th-ish.
20th.
Maybe sometime in April we might have to do another
days
one.
before this.
Maybe we might have to do another one beforehand. Maybe so.
You should plug.
Maybe so. On April 22nd, the Let's Go Fishing for Her Outdoor Expo.
There we go.
I have this whole thing that I needed to read, and I did not read it. So Jennifer can smack me afterwards. So, with that being said, I appreciate all of you coming out, and I think this has really been fun. It's been fun for me. I don't get to talk to many ladies. I don't get to about fishing. I'm married. I don't talk to ladies anymore, unless they come like sitting here at this table, or they come into the store. To talk to me.
They come to talk to you?
Some of them do. Some
at
of
the
them
store?
do. Some of them do. Some of them. She does. Jennifer does. She comes and talks to me. At the end of the day, I'm a fisherman. Do y'all prefer to be called fishermen, or y'all want to call fisherwomen? Because I've got asked that question before. So, do you think they like to go by fishermen or fisherwomen?
I always go with
I go
the
by
angler.
Macy.
Yeah.
I like lady angler.
No, fisherman is fine.
Fisherman
Let's
is
not
fine.
get too crazy with it.
Well, it's like you said earlier in the show. You said it's 2023, guys. Get with the program, right?
Angler, I feel like, is always safe. You're
Fisher
not,
people.
Fisher people. Well, like I said, I don't see whether like I said, you get in the boat with me. We're all passionate about fishing. We're going fishing, exactly.
Angler is
we're going
good
fishing. Anglers, yes, perhaps. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. Jennifer, by the way, Jennifer Gayton asks, is Jennifer hiding out in the background?
Yes.
Yes, she is 100%. She is hanging out.
Hey, Jennifer.
Oh Lord! Someone said we weren't paying
She
attention to the
waved
chat.
at you.
Listen, you guys got a lot. Y'all guys had a lot of questions, and we were trying to talk through a lot of things. We, like I said earlier, we could probably sit here for 3 hours and probably still talk, but we're not going to sit here for 3 more hours and talk. We got to get home, and we got to get back on our lives. Tomorrow is Friday. Thank goodness the weekend is upon us, and we are always. I know I am. I'm always excited for the weekend. Couple things real quick before we close this out. Shout out to the ABA 125. There'll be a tournament this Saturday at Lake Lanier out of War Hill Park. Come fish. Going to be a fun time. Scott Barnes is also hosting a tournament on Saturday as well out of Little Hall on Lake Lanier. Someone said to the point earlier, I did catch that, where someone said Allatoona doesn't fish well. Allatoona is coming. Allatoona is on the way. You ever fish Allatoona?
Mm-mm.
Fished it once and it was great.
See, hey, look, we got a good
Could be
positive
beginner's
answer
luck
about
on Allatoona, but
Allatoona is
no
loaded with
complaints.
fish. It really is. Have you fished Allatoona?
Mm-mm.
You never fished Allatoona? All right, so
Me either. You're in good
farmers talking trash to me already. Get ready for the butt whooping. I gotta get my mind, ready for Saturday so I can take farmers' money and the ABA. So no, I doubt I will. But again, I appreciate all you guys coming on. Y'all are awesome, and I can't say enough about y'all. Y'all are really fantastic at what y'all do. Y'all are great representatives for the ladies out there. Go and check out every single one of their social media platforms, every single one of them, guys. Give them a follow. Give Macy a follow on Instagram, TikTok. Erica, give her a follow on Instagram. I added her as a friend today on Facebook, so I had to. Yeah,
Thank you. I accepted. I followed back.
I was hoping to maybe see something that I could use tonight on your Facebook page.
Well, you're
you do
creeping on
anything?
me.
Do you do anything else, social media wise?
Some stuff on Facebook, mostly within groups that I don't do a lot of. Usually, if
Okay.
it's on my page, it's sharing,
Okay.
some event or cause.
Okay, what kind of groups are you in?
Kayaking groups.
Okay.
Lake Lanier fishing groups, some saltwater groups.
Okay. All right. Cool. And Peyton, if y'all want to get in touch with you, you can get in touch with your grandma right over here. You're fantastic. Are you the? If she's the president, what exactly are you, Jennifer? The CEO.
And
Okay.
co-founder.
You're the CEO and the co-founder, and you are the co-founder, and you're the president. of course, we appreciate you and we appreciate all your support. And guys, for the next couple of months leading up to this event, again on April 22nd, you'll be hearing about it. Really, really, really want to see as many of you come out to this event as possible. Please come. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a really fun time. And the weather is going to be great. The weather is going to be great. So, with that being said, thank you. I appreciate it. I think y'all done very, very well. I'm sorry I stumbled over my words about 5 different times, but it is what it is. And we'll go forward. Maybe the next one will be a little bit better on my part. So, you guys, hope y'all have a fantastic weekend. Come see us tomorrow at the store. And if you go out to lake this weekend, fish hard, be safe, catch some fish, get ready for that brag board on Monday on the group page. So without further ado, guys, appreciate it. We'll see you guys on the next one. And y'all have a safe weekend and see you next Thursday. Peace out.